four, well, they'll meet either Belgium or Brazil in St. Petersburg on Tuesday. So we'll get the thoughts of Martin O'Neill, Ian Wright and Ryan Giggs after this break.
Space out left for Griezmann if they want to use him. Tolisso eventually shuffles it that way. Griezmann's effort, spilled by Muslera, and it's in. It might be the goal that fires France into the final four. Blushes for Fernando Muslera, one of the most experienced goalkeepers at the World Cup. But that's an horrendous error, and he knows it.
Heartbreak for all Uruguayans, delight for the French into a World Cup semi-final, runners-up in 2006, winners of course in 98. Luis Suarez, so often a central figure in any game, did not have a shot, and how he missed his partner Cavani. But for the French, it's Belgium or Brazil Tuesday in St. Petersburg. Griezmann with the second, and there is Cavani. Such a big miss for Uruguay this afternoon. So France win without the swagger and the style of the Argentina game. But to be fair, the way that Uruguay set up and they played it, we shouldn't criticise France for that, should we? We should say professional performance.
Well, the number of times that we've, after a French game in this competition, that we've talked about a professional performance, they've not really hit the heights at all, despite the talent that they possess in their group. Exception, obviously, Argentina. I think they were workmanlike today without really breaking Uruguay down. The second goal, of course, gives them that sort of respite and that sort of ability to, to hold the ball then. They haven't really been impressive, but at the end of it all, they're in the semi-final of the World Cup. That's fantastic. As for Uruguay, definitely, as you just mentioned, missed Cavani badly, really badly. Their replacement, Stuani, just wasn't up to the task that they needed in this quarter-final.
Were you a little bit disappointed in France? Do you expect more, even given the way that Uruguay set up and the Uruguay played, of France? Do you think they could have shown a little bit more? I mean, they're through. No. They'll say, so what, we're through. But
I think there's more to come from France. Yeah. You have to give... In the first half, we were giving Uruguay credit for the way they were closing them down. The problem I had with Uruguay is that once they did get around Mbappe or Pogba, whoever was in the midfield, Griezmann, they were tight on them, they didn't really have an outlet to actually go and then hurt France. That was the problem, what they had. But I think that France, I thought they'd done pretty well in the way they had to deal with a very resolute Uruguayan side, and then in the end, they won the game.
And you would imagine whoever wins the other quarter-final out of Brazil or Belgium won't play like Uruguay, so that might be to France's benefit, because it'll be more, dare we say, of that some sort of football match rather than that really physical 90 minutes we've just seen from Uruguay. Yeah,
potentially. I mean, I thought France were really effective today. Totally different from the game against Argentina. So it proves that, if someone wants to go toe-to-toe against them, they can do it. If someone wants to make it a little bit more difficult, they find a way. And that's how you win tournaments, finding a way, whoever the opposition is.
Well, it's nice to find a way, I must admit, if you can get a goal like you did in the second goal.
Yes.
Goal. Yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah. That's not something you're planning for. And it goes 2-0 in the game. You're looking then for an Uruguay side without Cavani, who have not really got the ability at the end of it all to score that number of goals.
A little bit of space for Griezmann here on the left.
Yeah, I mean, Uruguay have obviously just changed shape, gone to a flat four, so potentially first half Torreira might have been in that space to engage against Pogba, but yeah, technique, concentration.
Absolutely. When you've just seen Jimenez just lined in as he was outlined there, he lies down there just seeing the second goal. Godin has put his hands in the air as if to say, well, that's it. It's a long, long way back for that.
Look at Jimenez.
And Jimenez crying then as well, too. I think he'll kill the goalkeeper when he gets in at the end of the game.
I think when you look at Griezmann, there's not really bodies in front of him. You can sympathise with the goalkeeper if it came really late and he saw it late, but for him to be able to see that ball from the time it's left his foot to move in a little, I mean, of course you can see the movement, but
does it seem odd the way he throws his hands at it? And I'm loath, because it's happened before when we talk about goalkeepers here, that goalkeepers watching go, you don't know what you're talking about, but it does look a bit odd.
But the ball doesn't move. This is the whole point. He moves himself. He moves. And I don't know what he was looking at, really. I mean, we're all loath to criticise goalkeepers. It's a difficult position, but that's a straightforward shot. And that's effectively the game.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly he has scored, but he almost looks a bit embarrassed, Griezmann. And as goal scorers yourself, you go, well, it'll always be my goal.
Would have still celebrated.
I'd have
celebrated that because at the end of the day, you don't score that goal if you don't hit the target.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't hit the target, the goalkeeper could do something like that.
Yeah. Right. Now, this is the Mbappe flashpoint is an interesting one because it depends which side of the fence you sit. So criticism is, Mbappe, don't showboat, don't show off because you're taking the mickey out of a fellow professional when the game is up. And he gets a little tap from Rodriguez. It's not that bad. He doesn't need to roll around. Where do you sit? Should we be showing the skill and you want a little bit of showboating? So what?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. You know, he's 19. He's playing well at the World Cup. They're 2-0 up. He has a little trick. I mean, yeah, you've got to be careful, obviously, especially against the South American team because they won't be happy with that. You've just got to be careful when you do that sort of thing. But yeah, I won't be too hard on Mbappe.
Disrespectful?
Well.
Not to Ryan.
Ryan was the winger and wanted to do precisely that there. I'm in Rodriguez's camp, you know.
Give him a dig.
I would have chinned him. I am totally incapable of chinning anyone.
Oh, yeah.
So
but you're saying don't take the mickey out of a fellow professional?
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
There'll be another opportunity sometime along the way. You know?
Well, like I say, it's one of the... As soon
you're standing there laughing.
Well, yeah, but when he was doing it, you think he's better watch himself because someone's going to give him a clump. You say that because that's what happens. You don't want to see people taking a mickey out of you when you're losing like that. Especially such a big game. You see what it means to a menace.
And also, I think he was actually saying to stop play acting as well too. He just touched him on the way down, and Mbappe has gone.
Oh, sure, that's ridiculous. The way that
the whole thing it was a combination of the whole.
Yeah,
the whole
and it went on too long afterwards as well, which we've seen a lot of. The referee has got to put a stop to that. Where it's 2 or 3 minutes, you're waiting for everyone, you know, just to get away.
Yeah, looked like he lost control, didn't he, the referee? OK, coming up, we're going to hear from the England camp and from Gareth Southgate. And aside of him...